Yup, it's sad but true. We don't meet with our friends and relatives as often as we used to several years ago. But technologies that have replaced this real-life communication also help us not to lose touch with our nearest and dearest, for example, by playing fun texting games. 1. Emoji Challenge. Try to communicate all you have to say to your friends, for example, your latest news, with the help of emojis. Your friend has to interpret your message and tell you what you meant. For example, if you send an eye, a lion, and a crown emojis, your friend may guess that you've just watched The Lion King. 2. WWYD, which stands for What Would You Do? Think of a cool hypothetical scenario. Then ask your partner what they would do if this situation happened in reality. The more bizarre and twisted the question is, the more interesting the game will get. Imagine you're home alone and suddenly you see your fridge door opening. What would you do? What if you woke up and found out you were a dog? What would you do? 3. Abbreviations. It's one of the most difficult texting games, but it's also a lot of fun. Abbreviations are made from the first letter of a phrase. For example, LOL, laughing out loud, TBH, to be honest. In this texting game, though, you'll have to abbreviate your current activity. Your friend will have to guess that POMI means posting on my Instagram. 4. Name the song. Text your friends a line from a song. The first player to name it correctly is the winner. Now, if nobody gets the song from the first line, add another one and keep going until someone recognizes the song or until your opponents admit defeat. 5. Story constructor. You start a story with a phrase or a sentence. Your friend texts you back with the next sentence. Keep going until your story is complete. It doesn't have any sense? Don't worry, it's not supposed to. The main goal of this game is to have fun and probably get rid of the writer's block. 6. Fortunately, unfortunately. This game's also about storytelling. But this time, one of you creates fortunate statements and the other unfortunate ones. For example, you write, I woke up and went to work. Your partner adds, Unfortunately, I forgot it was Sunday. Then you come up with, Fortunately, I remembered it was a day off before I got on the bus. It's better to play this game with an odd number of participants. This way, everyone will have a chance to create both fortunate and unfortunate sentences. 7. Friends Tag. This game will show how well your friends know you. Send each other questions about yourself and your friendship, like, when did we first meet? Who is my favorite superhero? The player who gets the highest number of correct answers wins. 8. Truth or Dare. Yep, you can easily play Truth or Dare over text. Ask questions about things most people would prefer to keep a secret. Decide what a player who refuses to answer will have to do. Buy everyone a meal, pay a fine, or dance in the middle of a supermarket. 9. What's the movie? If you and your friends are into movies, choose a line from some film and ask the people to guess the title. For example, you send Hasta la vista, baby, and immediately get Terminator 2 in return. If the task turns out too difficult, you can offer some hints. 10. Rhyme it. You start by texting a phrase or just a word to your opponent. They need to answer with a phrase or a word that rhymes with the first one. Keep the game going until one of you gets stuck. In a truck. In the muck. Well, you're out of luck. Okay, I'll stop. 11. Riddles. Riddles are fun, exciting, and can be easily played over the phone. Send your opponent a riddle. Keep in mind that it shouldn't be too complicated. It'll take all the fun out of the game. You can limit the number of tries your friend has to crack the riddle. So, let me ask you, what exists until you get to know it, and as soon as you learn it, it disappears? Write your answers in the comments below. 12. Erudite. Pick a topic and ask each other questions about it. It can be something you studied at school or learned from the internet. The one who gets 10 correct answers first is the winner. The main rule? No Googling. 13. Most likely. You'll need nothing more than a list of questions and a group chat to play this game. Ask your opponent something like, "Who's most likely to order 5 pizzas and eat them alone?" Then everyone has to pick the person this question fits the most. By the way, I'm the correct answer. 14. Finish my sentence. You text the beginning of a sentence to your partner, and they have to finish it. Try to make funny, crazy, and unexpected statements. It'll make the game more fun. Like, "I'm bringing a giraffe to the office and…" Go ahead, complete this sentence in the comments. 15. Preset answers. You have to choose several words your opponents will use as the answers to all of your questions. For example, you text them coffee, tree, tram, laptop. Then feel free to ask any random question. Where do you go to work? Tree. What's your favorite activity? Coffee. 16. Would you rather? You have to offer your friend 2 difficult choices. Make them as tough as possible. For example, would you rather talk like a monkey or look like a monkey? Would you rather end up hanging from a cliff or running from an enraged bear? Fun, right? 17. Unscramble. One opponent picks a word, and then all the players have to use its letters to make as many new words as possible. Setting a time limit, for example 20 seconds, will make the game tenser and more exciting. The player with the highest number of new words wins. How about you try to unscramble the word dishwasher? Waiting for your answers in the comments. 18. Category. Pick any topic and take turns writing as many words that fall under this category as you can. Let's say you've chosen words that end in ave, cave, behave, wave, save, and so on. Remember to set a time limit. The first one to run out of words loses. 19. 20 questions. You choose a category, for example, a place or an object. Your opponent starts asking yes or no questions one at a time. Their task is to figure out your word in no more than 20 questions. 20. Associations. You send your opponent a word, and they have to answer with the first thing that comes to their mind. Ideally, the reply has to be associated with the sent word. Set a time limit, 5 or 10 seconds, to make the game more exciting. 21. Hey, where am I? You have to make your friends guess where you are. You can send them some hints. I'm surrounded by water. Swimming pool? You don't have to be in the place you have in mind. It can be fictional. I'm on Mars. 22. Never have I ever. Unlike the Never Ever game played in a big company, its text version doesn't involve drinking anything or doing some bizarre stuff. Each of the players has 10 lives, just like the number of fingers. You lose a point, 1 life, every time someone makes a statement about something you haven't done yet. The main rule of this game: you have to be honest. Oh, really? 23. Questions only. Your main task is to reply to your opponent's question with a question of your own, like, are you a student? Are you rich? You also mustn't repeat any question you've already asked. Be fast. The person who makes a long pause or fails to reply with a question loses. 24. Let's go to, also known as take a trip. There will be 2 main phrases in this game: I'm going to and I'm taking. All of the players will have to fill in the gaps, starting with the letter A, then B, and working their way through to the letter Z. Like, I'm going to the airport, and I'm taking an alligator. The player who gets stuck on some letter is the loser. 25. Last letter game. You pick a topic, and all the words you say after that have to be connected to this topic. The first player says a word, and the next one has to think of the word that starts with the last letter of the previous one. So, let's say you've chosen the superhero topic. You type Spider-Man. The next player answers with neutron, and then someone has to look for a superhero whose name starts with N again. 26. Reverse. Tell your friend about your day, news, weekend plans, but all the words in your text have to be in reverse order. Your opponent has to respond in the same reverse way. Keep your communication flowing until one of you makes a mistake. 27. Who am I? Pick a person. It may be a celebrity or someone both you and your opponents know. Start to describe this person until your partners guess who it is. To make the game more interesting, set a time limit or the number of guesses. 28. Funny pics. Pick a category and search the internet for funny images or memes on this topic. Send those captions back and forth. There are no winners or losers in this game. It's just fun. So, there you have it. Have fun. Hey, if you learned something new today, then give the video a like and share it with a friend. And here are some other videos I think you'll enjoy. Just click to the left or right. And remember, stay on the bright side of life.